Again, hello. Welcome to Hatty Waiver Guru. Getting ready to go to week 11. This should be your last week of your buys, and then we're through that. And then we just have to deal with injuries, winning the playoffs. So, very important pickups here. One thing I want to caveat is when I do the watch category, I also want you to take that into account as a deep sleeper category. So many of you who are in deeper leagues looking for those deeper picks, watch can also be qualify as a deep sleeper or someone for deeper leagues. So let's start with quarterbacks. The first watch / deep sleeper is Vince Young. Michael Vick broke a couple ribs in the game this weekend. He recovers pretty fast. He's a pretty tough guy, but I would think he misses at least one game with that injury. And Vince Young's going to fill in. So if you've got an injury there, if Michael Vick is your only quarterback, you're probably going to need to go with Vince Young. But also for spot starters, Carson Palmer, really looking good as he's getting these weeks with the new offense. He's kind of finding himself again. Looked pretty good this weekend, so Carson Palmer is definitely a spot starter. Let's move on to running backs. Again, your watch / deep sleeper is Lance Ball. If Willis McGahee does not go, then Lance Ball gets a number of carries, got a lot of touches this last weekend when McGahee and Moreno both went down. So, Denver is running a run-first offense, so Lance Ball would be someone to think about. Next, you can only watch Phillip Tanner. Not extremely excited about him with DeMarco Murray. Murray is the man there. He's awesome, sensational. Was a great pickup this year off the waiver wire. But Phillip Tanner, if something were to happen to Murray, that'd be your guy. Just watch him. Don't start him. Spot starter, Donald Brown. Donald Brown is the starter now in Indianapolis. Not saying a whole lot. The Colts aren't exactly lighting the world on fire. Donald Brown isn't excellent. So he's just someone that's a starter that you could pick up and use if you're in a bad situation. Next is Chris Ogbonnaya. Chris Ogbonnaya from Cleveland. We talked about him last week. Put up about 100 combined yards. This next week, he's got a tougher run defense to go against, but he's starting to look better and better every week. So Chris Ogbonnaya is someone that you can use in a spot starter type situation. And finally, Kendall Hunter. If he's still out there, go grab Kendall Hunter as a spot starter for San Francisco. If Gore is out, Hunter's great. Hunter is going to get probably 8 touches even if Gore is back. So Kendall Hunter would be someone I would totally pick up right now. Moving on to your wide receivers, the grab Denarius Moore. You want to go ahead and grab him. Ford, bad ankle injury. Denarius Moore is back at it now. Just keep an eye on him. Oakland's a little bit sketchy sometimes. They'll set people like Darius Hayward-Bay. But Denarius Moore with Ford out looks great. So I'd grab him for sure. Your watch / deep sleeper for wide receiver is Damian Williams. We've talked about him before. I know a lot of you own him. Pick him up. He's getting in the end zone a lot, which I really like. Being targeted down the field, really nice. So, a guy that makes maybe 2 catches a game, but still going to put up like 60 yards and a potential touchdown. So, Damian Williams. Next, Harry Douglas, looking very nice. If Jones is out, which I think he may be missing another week, Harry Douglas is definitely someone to consider strongly in Atlanta. Also, you can watch / deep sleeper Jericho Cotchery from Pittsburgh. Hines Ward is kind of phasing out. I wouldn't be shocked if he retires, but Jericho Cotchery is somebody to consider in super deep leagues, and also keep an eye on him. Your spot starters, I talked about him last week. You probably didn't hear about him anywhere else, but Vincent Brown from San Diego. He performed, looked great, got a touchdown, lots of yards. I told you about him. He is a spot starter as long as Floyd is out. If Malcolm Floyd comes back, that level of production is going to drop. Your next spot starter I told you about him is Laurent Robinson. I was lucky enough, I used him in a couple of my leagues. He definitely performed. He's going to continue to perform with Miles Austin out. So Laurent Robinson is your pickup for sure in spot start. And your final spot starter, I really like it in a PPR league, but still, temper expectations is Steve Smith from Philadelphia. Vince Young's going to be playing. Steve Smith, I like him in PPR. I don't expect him to get in the end zone, but I could see him getting 5 catches, 60 yards. So that's a spot starter in a PPR league. Okay, tight end. You can watch Jacob Tamme from the Colts. I'm not extremely excited about any Colts players right now, but Tamme is not horrible. Okay. And then finally, your spot starter is Britt Selleck. The reason Britt Selleck is a great spot starter is with Macklin out. I see Deshaun Jackson coming back, but Selleck is going to keep getting those targets, and a lot of them, with potential end zone. So that makes him a really nice tight end spot starter. That's it. So if you have questions, go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Hatty Waiver Wire Guru. Also, if you're not a Facebook user, maybe you're on Google+, you can get to the link there from HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. There's a Google+. You can, ask me questions. So ask me questions in either place. I'll answer them for sure. Good luck in Week 11. If you need more picks than what I gave you today, go to previous videos. If you need weekly rankings, I have those on the site as well, and then have deep sleeper article as well for you. But that's it. Good luck.